What's going on, people? Since riding season is fast approaching, we need to do all the prep that we need to get this bike running. So it's just stuff you need to do every year. I know a lot of people put their bikes up for the entire winter months, and after that, you kind of got to make sure everything's ready to go for spring. It's raining today, so I figured today would be a great day to do that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to inspect your helmet. Make sure this is probably the most important thing to do, is to inspect your helmet and make sure that it's not damaged or compromised in any way. Inspect the outside, make sure there's no cracks, any of the foam exposed. Usually, a lot of people say throw out a helmet after 5 years, but I read a lot of studies on it that it'll pretty much never break down with the new polymer, but it doesn't hurt to change out helmets, and you get to look cool. Another important thing to do is we need to inspect our radiator fluid. Make sure we don't have any leaks. We still have plenty of coolant in the bike. Make sure everything's good. Normally, it's a good idea if you're planning to get started to go ahead and flush this all out. Put in new fluid. It won't hurt. So we'll take the cap off. We'll look down inside. You do not want to see any fins in there. They want to be completely covered. All right, we're good there. Next thing you want to do is inspect your oil level. Make sure you got some oil in the bike. I recently changed mine, so that's not a huge deal for me. I don't have too much to worry about. And while you're down here, start looking for leaks. Make sure nothing's leaking down here. Also, check the rear brake reservoir. Make sure everything's good there. It's also not a bad idea right now to go ahead and bleed the lines and everything. I'm not going to be doing that because I am going to be getting some new brake lines here shortly from Krew Moto. I want to check our brake pads here. Make sure they're not wore out. You can kind of just look at it and see. Okay, we got a lot of meat left on that. Look at the rotor, make sure it's not kind of unevenly wearing. As we make our way around the back of the bike, you want to look at your tire, make sure there's no tread, no wire showing, make sure all the tread's good. These are brand new tires, so we don't have much to worry about with this. But if you needed to, now would be the time to go ahead and order some more, since we got a little bit of time until the riding season actually kicks off. There's little wear indicators inside of the tread. And once those bumps go even, it's usually time to swap that out. All right, and while we're back here, we're going to go ahead and inspect the chain. Make sure the chain looks good. Make sure it's greased. This is a brand new chain, so I don't have much to worry about. But also, another thing we could be doing right now is checking the chain slack. And I'm right inside of the window. Your owner's manual will tell you exactly what to set this slack to. Come up to the front, we're going to look at our sprockets, make sure that there's not excessive wear on the sprockets, on the front sprocket. Sure everything's good there. Looking for more leaks as we're here. And we're going to look at the front tire, make sure it's not excessively worn. And look at the rotor, make sure it's not wearing weird. We're also, while we're here, going to look at our brake pads. You can see them through the spokes there. You can see that we got a lot of meat left on that. I'll probably be changing these out like midway through the riding season because they're about half wore. So we'll get to that. You'll definitely want to be checking your air filter. So always feels like you're going to rip that thing off. But make sure your air filter is clean and oiled, which this one's disgusting. So we're going to take this bad boy off and go ahead and clean it. Oh, this is nasty. So we're going to take this bad boy inside and go clean it. I have cleaner and oil. So let's get this inside. You can wash them by hand or you can throw them in the washing machine. I'm going to I'll wash this thing by hand because I'm scared it's going to fucking fall apart. Get it off the basket. So yeah, we're gonna go inside and wash this thing. The trick is to make sure you don't wring this while you're drying it. But now that we got this clean, we're gonna let it air dry, and tomorrow we will apply some oil to it and we'll put it back together. So just make sure you clean everything up before you put everything back together, and yeah, that should be good. Doing this, you're just gonna find little random things that you need to fix on the bike to make it better. So yeah, like I looked in here and my intake reeds were pulled way out, so I got those pushed back down. You'll just end up finding a bunch of little things that you need to fix, which that's great. That's all part of it, making sure everything's running tip top. So another thing you'd want to be doing right now is going through your brake system, bleeding them or flushing them out completely. I would suggest flushing them out. We just did the clutch, and I'll be doing the brakes whenever we get brake lines in. All right, here's a problem we were having riding the bike last go around. I got the floppy levers. This is no bueno. So what happens with the Brembo clutches is there's supposed to be a spring in there, and it gets lost occasionally. But guess what? You can't buy that spring individually. You have to get it with a lever. And if you do try to buy it from KTM individually, it's like $40 fucking. I'm not spending that. I'm not paying $40 fucking for a lever. So I got this Moose lever. Comes with a spring in there. There's a spring. So we're gonna get this on the bike and yeah, solve my floppy lever issue. This lever was only like $22 at the KTM dealer near me. So hopefully this solves the issue. 8mm on top and bottom. I think I might be needing to rebuild this master cylinder soon. So we're gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I don't think this has ever been off this bike. A little bit of simple green in there. Put the new bushing in, put the spring in, put the bolt back in. All right, back on. No more floppy lever. It comes back. And as always, the most important thing to do is read the owner's manual. And the owner's manuals are available online. Most manufacturers will have them available. I know this KTM, even though the bike is 8 years old, I can't order a physical manual, which I tried to. They're all discontinued, but I can pull up a PDF and go through the checklist of things that I need to accomplish to safely ride the motorcycle each time. But just go through, make sure everything's safe. Most importantly, tires, brakes, gear. That's fine if you can't go. You always want to stop. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and leave a like if you found this informational. And yeah. So yeah, see y'all later.